Hi Capricorn, welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina. Just for full disclosure, I laid out a few cards and I was talking while I was laying them out, and it wasn't the right pattern, so I just scooped them up so that I can really give my intention to it. It wasn't anything about the cards in particular, but the position of one of the cards is not what I usually use, so that's one of the reasons why I am doing this over again. I want to thank the person who noted that I hadn't included Capricorn for the general February reading. I do different types of readings for each month, and so it must have slipped through the cracks because I can't find it. I could have sworn that I did it, though. That's the thing that gets to me. But, oh well. So I'm just shuffling the cards right here. Oh my goodness. I'm getting back into the groove. We just got through a lot of extreme cold. So it's been very nice to, get back into the, rhythm of things. Okay, I'm going to pick an additional card just because of the Five of Cups. Alrighty then. So, I mean, if I were to look at this just, first and foremost, it looks more like a relationship reading, even though this is a general focus. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. I mean, sometimes it's hard to imagine it being a work-related situation or a friendship issue. It seems like this is specifically related to a person's personal life. We'll just go and I'll explain. The heart of the matter is represented by the Ten of Cups. This is a card of, the pot at the end of the rainbow, happily ever after. The number 10 is a number of completion. So, it's like the end of a cycle, so it can sometimes point to the culmination of something. It is the marriage card, and so it can indicate that somebody has taken a relationship to that apex, that highest degree. Now, how many people get married in February? Probably not the most popular month to get married, so this could be like attending the wedding of somebody else, and maybe that is somehow pivotal to your life. Or, yeah, and even if you go to a wedding, it doesn't mean that you're going to meet your soulmate. Maybe you meet some great business contacts. Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying that the Ten of Cups is a marriage card. It's also the card of family harmony. So if there was some kind of rift, then you might be feeling like everything has sorted itself out for some reason. So I'm going to just keep going here. And we have in the past position the Lover's card, so it does directly connect with some kind of romantic situation. And the Lover's card, it's hard to kind of get past the the nudity here, but the nudity actually represents the intimacy that can be not just on the physical level. It can be with the people really bearing their souls to one another, and who knows, I mean, it could be like two people that were just casually dating, and both of them really cared about the other person, but they kind of kept their feelings under wrap, and then one night they just kind of spilled the beans and let down their defenses. Capricorn is a sign that I have said this before, and I had somebody kind of validate my observation or my sense of things, a Capricorn individual, by saying that what I had said was that I think that Capricorns are quite sensitive underneath their sometimes crusty or austere, hard exterior that can be there, where a Capricorn person can be very serious, all about business, not emotional, but really have a maybe a sentimental side that's buried somewhere deep inside of them that doesn't come out very often but still exists. And just waiting, there's a plane going by. You know, the opposite sign of Capricorn is Cancer. So whenever you have a complementary sign like that, you can share some of the same characteristics, but usually with Capricorn, we don't associate that sign with sentimentality or just emoting. You know, it's more of a stiff upper lip kind of a sign. But this is, you know, if you were in a relationship with somebody and you felt like you were going to lose them, you might have just admitted how you felt and the other person was just waiting to hear it. The Lover's card can be a card of choice. Okay, this is a strange thing, you know, that I found out along the way, was that the Lover's card actually connects to Gemini. And so that duality of choice, I can understand that, but I can't understand it being connected to this particular card because Gemini does not seem like it fits. Wouldn't it be Libra or something like that? So that is kind of odd to me, but in any case, choice, sometimes perhaps a person has to make up their mind about whether or not they are willing to commit to somebody, and then they just like say, you know what, I have faith that this is going to work out, and they go for it. Okay, and so that can feel like, okay, this is what I did. I decided to take the plunge. And the higher message is the Four of Swords. So, I mean, as I go along, I may be seeing some other signs that other things are going on here. This card in and of itself is a card of self-reflection, a card of sometimes even physical restoration and needing that sense of, you know, rejuvenation for your life because of stress that has kind of built up within you. So how does this relate to what I've just said? I don't know. I don't know like what has happened as a result. Perhaps it's a situation where you're thinking of getting married or you're making wedding plans. And by the way, if getting married is not something that appeals to you, then it might be that you're thinking of moving in with someone, but it being like that committed relationship. I think a lot of Capricorns, though, want to actually go through with the nuptials. And so maybe this is something that's on your radar, but you haven't done yet. Well, the Four of Swords is about kind of reflecting on things. Maybe you need to be a little bit more, how can I put it, aware of what exactly you're getting yourself into. Okay, we're going to talk about the card that is challenging you, because this may come into like the... So the Queen of Wands is about someone who is a very demanding individual. Now, typically with the Court cards, we would read this as a female energy. So somebody who is a person who perhaps is very self-centered and controlling, demanding, diva. Could be a fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. I think of Leo simply because of the type of, you know, it's fire for sure with the wands, but the sunflower, but it's supposed to be Sagittarius. And the Temperance card, the last card, is also Sagittarius, so who knows. But in any case, I was even thinking, you know, the Queen of Wands could be a boss. So perhaps you feel like you need some time to kind of get your head straight about something and your boss won't allow it. Perhaps there is you are with somebody and their ex-partner, the mother of their child, is trying to interfere, knows that you are with this person and that you're making wedding plans, and is very jealous. And perhaps they were even the one that left, and they all of a sudden they want this individual because you have him. So those kinds of situations can come up where you have to deal with this other party, unless this person, with the Lover's card, there could be like two people involved, I suppose, and that person is kind of coming in between you and your current partner. Maybe the Ten of Cups is you want to get married, but this is a kind of a recurring problem, this other individual. So it's really up to you, Capricorn, if you are looking at the situation in a realistic way. And with the Four of Swords, this may have caused a lot of stress in your life, and you really feel like you just want to withdraw. And that might be actually the best course of action that you could take. You know, yes, it's very passive. It's not accomplishing anything externally, but it is maybe giving you more peace of mind, and it might be even giving you restored physical health. Okay, so the Queen of Wands in this challenge position can be somebody who feels very dissed, okay? That's the best way I can put it, disrespected by a situation by a love situation. And that doesn't mean that this person is in the right, by the way. They may be like a narcissistic personality, and they feel entitled to ownership of other people, even if they have split up from them. And if you're with somebody who, you know what I didn't think? The mother-in-law from hell. And this is the one, if this is a mother-in-law, she's somebody who isn't afraid to stir things up, okay? Because she's a wand, so she's fire, she stirs up drama. You have to be very careful if you're getting involved with somebody whose mother, and I'm going to be more specific in saying a man whose mother is like this, because there's a certain dynamic with the son and his mother if his mother is a very difficult person, and the fact that now he's with you. So that kind of anger that he may have inside of himself can end up with you, even though right now everything might seem okay. So don't shrug off any kind of friction that you have with the person that you want to become married to and their mother, because you may live to regret it. You don't have to get along with that person, but you have to make it very clear to your partner that they have to be on your side. If you know that you're trying to do everything you can to be a good person, and that you're trying to get along with this woman, and she's creating drama unnecessarily, then you have to make sure that he's going to be in your corner, that he's not going to try to play both sides and be the one in the middle just enjoying the show. So yeah, I mean, I don't envy anybody that has to deal with something like that, because it can be very difficult. What is coming in, sometimes I used to call this the advice card too, is the Eight of Cups, and this is a card of walking away from what no longer serves you. So in a situation like this, you may be forced to abandon a marriage situation. I wouldn't look at this in the February period, but this may be just kind of the trend. And I realize this is very specific, so it's not going to affect every Capricorn individual, but at least the ones that it does, just to let you know that you may be forced to leave the situation because you may realize that you can't control this other person and that you have to kind of just accept the reality of the situation, which may be that they are a bit weak, that they don't really know how to break away from the mother, even if they're 30 years old or 35 years old, that they have this this kind of fear sometimes of the mother getting too upset about something, and so they kind of go along, enable this person to be how they are. And you may be very frustrated with it because you think that it's unfair that you are being asked to endure her drama. And so you may just leave both of them because you have to, in order to get rid of her, unfortunately, you may have to get away from him. And then we have the outcome card, the Five of Cups. Again, these cards are cards for people that are already going through some kind of a challenge. So it's not like this is going to just, I don't think this is something that's going to crop up. This is something that you probably, if you've been dating somebody and you're ready to make a commitment and you've had this not so nice relationship with their mother, and you try to play it off like, oh, that's no big deal, I can handle it, you may realize that it affects you more than you know. And this is just about grieving the loss of a dream. But the thing is, it's really not a loss. It's really a gain if you think about it, because it means that the other person, I mean, if you would have just stayed in that situation, the other person would eventually get on your nerves because you would resent them for not being in your corner 100%. You would feel like they were disloyal, and even sometimes that they were kind of enabling it to really get out of control. Sometimes the person who is, you know, the adult child of one of these in-laws from hell, they kind of feed the flames a bit with their own, what they tell the mother about you. I picked an additional card for clarity, and I got the Temperance card. And 1 foot in water and 1 foot on land. And I think that this could even be like a timing kind of a card, because we do have first of all, we have Jupiter in your 12th house all year round. And then in the summer, or at least Northern Hemisphere, in June, on June 17th, we're going to have full moon in Sagittarius in your 12th house, as Jupiter is there. And by the way, at that time, Jupiter will be retrograde. So Jupiter in the 12th house can bring good karma from past lives coming into your life. Who knows? Maybe it can bring that soulmate that you've been looking for. And for Capricorn, your North Node is in the 7th house of committed partnership, transiting. So you are, you know, that 10 of Cups is waiting for you. That marriage, that committed partnership is waiting for you. It's destiny. But you might have to deal with a few bumps along the way. This is an 18-month process when the North Node is in a particular sign. And then, you know, we have the accompanying eclipses. You're going to have a solar eclipse in July 2nd in that 7th house partnership sector on July 2nd. So opportunities will be there for you to have a potential soulmate that comes into your life, maybe in a very unexpected way. You never know. But again, as that is happening, you have Jupiter in the 12th house protecting you. And that can mean that maybe this was a false, I was going to say a false alarm, but a false love situation. You thought it was one thing and it was another. The Temperance card in and of itself is a card of balance. It's a card of, I think, with the spiritual and the material. You are an earth sign, so the material part of things is very familiar to you. You're very comfortable with those concepts of the things that you can see and touch, smell, taste. And what's the other one? Whatever the fifth one is. Smell? I thought I already said that. But in any case, the spiritual is not something that you can quantify or that you can even qualify. It's something that is beyond the three-dimensional realm. And I think of love in that sense. That you can't really control it when it comes in, when it leaves, and you have to be willing to just surrender to it, surrender to love, and allow it to be here when it is. But in the meantime, you certainly can be on your spiritual path, and that means that in every moment, you're grateful because you know you're in the right place. When people are doing spiritual practices that bring them a sense of serenity, they typically are not wishing they were somewhere else doing something else. And even when something they were hoping for doesn't come to pass, like in this case, if you're hoping to get married to a particular person, even if it didn't come to pass, you would still have this sense of, I know that when the timing is right, everything is going to fall in place effortlessly. Okay, well that's what I have for you, Capricorn. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Have a great February. Take care. Bye.